I was playing with what we call an express wagon, which is a little wagon which has a railing around it for children to play with that they can pull around. It had a ball in it. I remember this. It had a ball in it. And I pulled the wagon, and I noticed something about the way the ball moved. So I went to my father, and I said, "Say, Pop, I noticed something. When I pull the wagon, the ball rolls to the back of the wagon. It rushes to the back of the wagon. And when I'm pulling along and I suddenly stop, the ball rolls to the front of the wagon." I said, "Why is that?" And he said, he said, "nobody knows." He said, "The general principle is that things that are moving try to keep on moving, and things that are standing still tend to stand still unless you push on them hard." And he says, "This tendency is called inertia, but nobody knows why it's true." Now that's a deep understanding. He doesn't give me a name. He knew the difference between knowing the name of something and knowing something.
Richard Feynman. Surely you're joking, Mr. Feynman.
Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The God of your fathers hath sent me unto you. And they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them? And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me unto you.
Exodus chapter 3, verses 13 and 14.
Jesus answered, I am the way, and the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me.
John 14:6. Praise the Lord, everyone. It's Sunday night. It's 7 o'clock. Who is Richard Feynman? The book referenced at the beginning of this video, you're not going to find on any top 100 books of all time or greatest literature. In fact, I found this book in a thrift store. It stuck with me for 20 years. I like to bring things to you and share with you things that have affected my life personally. The top 10, maybe top 5 books that I reference in my own mind constantly. Now, this book, like I said, I found 20 years ago, and that was right about the time that I was beginning my journey to know not only truth that I could find in a classroom, but truth that I could find all around me. I wanted to know God. The timing was right. And I remember reading in the Bible about Moses and the burning bush and him saying, who should I say sent me? And he said, the God of your fathers has sent you. I am that I am. Tell him I am has sent you. But these people and their dispensation of life, this was their beginning. And it was a physical journey out of bondage that will represent to all of us today, this spiritual awakening that we have in encountering truth, this I am. Not I was, not I will, but this very present statement, I am. And I knew that when I read that, even at the beginning, it's like, grabbing a rock that you think you can handle and instantly knowing that there's much more that this rock is attached to a mountain. And then eventually this mountain is attached to the entire world. And the author of Gulag Archipelago says, one word of truth outweighs the whole world. These 2 words of truth has outweighed my entire experience. And I'm very comfortable and happy with the fact I will never exhaust the meaning of what God was saying there. I am. It has been the answer to many questions that I have asked. What is the way? What is the truth? What is life? And he answered it even then. And it continues to answer, I am. And Jesus being God manifest in the flesh, the Word made flesh. Jesus said, I don't think he started that rebuttal in John with the words, I am, by accident. But he gives us these three things that he is. He goes, I am the way. I am the truth. And I am the life. In 2025, I don't think, you would think with the amount of information that we have, the truth would be easier to find than ever before. I think answers are easier to find than ever before, but that is no substitute for truth. Knowing the name of something, just like Feynman's dad said, is no substitute for knowing something. And we sacrifice truth for an answer, a portion even of truth, a shadow of it. If life was a garden, we can look at the beauty of it and all this truth in front of us, and the roses and the tulips and the strawberries and the apples, this life-giving abundance or beauty. This is truth. This is reality. This is there. But it is only a portion of what is real and what is true. To really know, if you have the thirst that Richard Feynman had in life, eventually with asking questions, why and why and why, you're going to find yourself in front of a rock that you'll have to lift and look under. And what you'll find under that rock are creepy, crawly, scary, dangerous things. And those creepy, crawly, scary, dangerous things are no less part of truth than the roses, the tulips, the apples, and the strawberries. And if you really want to know that middle descriptor of our God, the truth, you must look under the rock. America, at this point, we're on a current calamity of a string of calamities. And this current headline, this breaking news, this event, if you go whatever way you gather your answers and search for truth, you will find a highlighted aspect of this event. And as an individual, the great temptation is to take the apples and the fruit and the stuff that is appeasing to me, the stuff that I'd like to say, and I have got a grasp of truth. I've got a grasp of this situation, and ignore the uncomfortable, scary, and dangerous things that are hidden in the dark under the rock. But truth is truth. And in these situations, I think as Christians, we must look at everything. There was a statement made. We're tired of your hopes and prayers. Now, I'm a man of hope and prayer. And I heard this statement. It didn't rattle my sabers. It didn't make me love the people who said these words any less. Because I understand, I do understand the root of this sentiment is they say that hey, look under there. There's some really scary and dangerous things. And we need something to be done. But I think the opportunity for conversation, the opportunity for witness is being mistaken for an affront. Because the illusion is that hopes and prayers are an opposition to truth, that faith is an opposition to truth. And this is not my experience. My experience is my faith is a reaction to truth rather than God describes himself in that middle section. I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. So when I lift up the rock and I do see scary things, I see dangerous things as part of this reality, a part of what truth is. My reaction to those things is prayer. Because part of the beginning of truth, well before everything in front of me and everything on my first opportunity for analysis starts here. And what I have found as part of this truth is I am fallible. I can put a math problem in front of me. I'll show you real quick. I can be wrong. I make mistakes. I don't always judge right. There are times where I feel 100% I have grasped something, and then a day, a month, a week, a decade later, I look back and say, upon further examination. And this is the beginning of truth. This is, even before what's under the rock is this knowledge that I'm not going to understand and get everything right. And that reality, my reaction is prayer. My reaction is a faith in something that is not fallible. Because how far could this flesh take me? So when we say our hopes and prayers, it's not trying to divert action or divert decision making. It's the first step that those actions and those decision makings will be right. Our hopes and our prayers is a reaction to truth. It's not us running away from it. It's not a denial of action. It's a demand that action should be godly and holy. And we cannot find those answers to what's under that rock until we get on our knees. Prayer is our way of being strong enough to look under the rock. We have to be willing. We have to be willing to look and hear at everything and not blink and not shudder and not get weak-kneed at the presentation of another aspect of our reality. It does not shake the truth. The truth is inadvertible. It is not, the truth is a thing that exists beyond our understanding. He says, I am the truth. Jesus is called the Word, and the Word does not mean the noises we make with our mouth or the markings we make on a paper. It is what those noises and markings are trying to signify something deeper and greater than we can express. There's a Dutch parable that says, trust arrives on feet and leaves on horseback. There is a drought of trust in our world, and that is directly correlated with the drought of truth. Is it within us, just as when I say we read these literatures and poems and songs and something harmonized within us, that there's truth there. There's the same repulsion when we go through our lives and we hear and something goes off within us. That's not the whole truth there. And it can happen within the easiest person to lie to is ourselves. I mean, we can look at these situations that I'm speaking about and say, this is my verdict and this is how it should happen. But even, if you've got God in your life, I know that you hear the voice that I hear. It's like, there's more there. There's a challenge there. Have you considered? We need to be people of consideration. We need to be people not of knee-jerk reaction. We need to be people that are willing to look under the rock. I would say one of the more shaking scriptures in all of the Word is this warning, saying that many shall come and recite the things that they've said and done. And God will say, depart from me. You didn't know my name. You didn't give me credit. No. You didn't know me. Socrates said, the person who enters into a discussion and walks away proven wrong is the winner. And the person that was right about everything walks away exactly the same. There's no benefit to that person other than maybe feeling good about themselves. But the person who has actually gained something is the person who was open enough to listen. And this is what we need to be. We need to enter every situation with the truth that we have, but not shut off to the idea that there isn't more to gain, more from a different culture, a different perspective, a different upbringing, a different idea. Always we can mirror these new information against solid and proven truth. Faith is not a opposition to, it is a response to. Let's interact with this creation that we have as someone that has something to gain, not always someone who has something just to give. I love you. I'll see you and bring it on Monday.